We might be finally be getting some new WWE tag team titles. After Judgment Day regained the titles this past Monday on Raw, there's been lots of talks of a redesign. I've been talking about a belt redesign forever because even before WrestleMania, when we were hearing rumors of new championship belts, Roman's yellow belt and Rhea's belt and Seth's belt, I was like, okay, so what are they going to do with the tags? They got to do something. They're still designed off that ugly 2011 penny looking design or whenever those came into existence. Those things are ugly as shit, man. And that design has been around for way too long. And I've been dying for some new championships. Well, that might be happening soon. Cultaholic had a report on this, and I quote, "A source within WWE has revealed to Cultaholic Wrestling that possible new tag team title belt designs were photo and video tested during rehearsals ahead of the October 16th episode of Raw in Oklahoma City. The rehearsal was a title belt reveal over the course of 30 minutes. The titles were on a table in the middle of the ring with a production assistant removing the cloth to reveal them. 2 possible sets of new tag team title belts with radically different designs were tested. One set of belts was all gold with black straps. The other set that was screen tested featured a gold and silver design with 1 red and 1 blue strap. It is unknown if WWE plans to use both designs and split the tag team titles or just use one of the designs and replace the current set of titles. It is also unknown when WWE could introduce one or both of the new designs, but our source indicated that it appeared they were in the early stages of final approval. So it sounds like they're testing these things, see how they look. The fact that there's 2 different belts designed makes me wonder what that's for. Are they seeing which ones they like better? There's like 3 options. They're either seeing which set of belts they like better, screen testing them, and caught my pen, Mr. Perfect style. Yeah, just like that. They might just be screen testing them to see which ones they like, visually, and which ones they prefer. Or it could mean they're about to split the belts up again and have 2 sets of tag team titles, which I don't want. I saw a lot of people on social media saying, split the tag team titles up already. No, don't split the tag team titles up already. Because when we have 1 set of tag team titles, they really do feel important. Some of these tag team matches, the belt swapping lately with Owens and Zayn passing it to Judgment Day and them losing to Cody and Jay and winning it back, those have all been really good matches. And we've seen tag team titles featured in main events now and stuff. And I think that's really works better when you have 1 set. So even though the tag team division is pretty good, there's lots of teams, I don't want 2 sets of titles. So I vote no on that. So it either means that they're deciding which ones they like and they're going to keep the titles unified, or they're going to separate them back out, or one of them is for the women. Because if you read, it says one of the sets of belts had a red and a blue strap, and the other set was black with all gold or gold with all black. So maybe the red and blue one are the new men's tag team titles, and the black ones are the new women's. I mean, the women's titles don't really need a new design, but those belts have been through hell, man. What a great way to almost refresh or kind of hit a reset button, an unofficial reset on the women's tag team titles. Give them a new design, make them look better. You get the women's tag champs and the men's tag champs in the ring at the same time, and you give them their new belts. So what I'm hoping this means is that it's one of the 2. It's either them just deciding which set they want to go with, or it's for the men and the women. I do not want to see 2 sets of men's tag team titles. And I admit I might be in the minority because I saw a lot of people on social media wanting the opposite. I just don't. Nobody shuts the fuck up about having how many titles are in AEW. Do we really want that in WWE? Do we really need all of these tag team championships? What has been good about having 2 sets of men's tag team titles? They're more meaningful in my mind, in my opinion, if there's 1 set that floats between the 2 brands, unless they need them to be separated because they're really starting to set back up the Raw versus SmackDown stuff. But when WrestleMania is around the corner, how much of a brand split is there really going to be anyway? It just doesn't seem like there's any time for Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce to create this war and separate these brands and all of this stuff, because the talent moves around so much. There should be no motivation for them to fight for their brand because they know they could be on the other brand any day. It doesn't make any sense. So I don't want there to be 2 sets of tag team titles. I just don't, especially when you still have one show only being 2 hours long and the other one being 3. They're already uneven as it is. And the tag team title should be a floating title. That way, it is a way to get talent from the other brand on the other show and try at least to keep the draft as legitimate as possible. So I vote for 1 set of tag team titles. I'm hoping if neither one of these tag team titles are for the women, so let's rule out that one too. Let's say one of these sets is not for the women and they are legitimately testing which belt design they want to go with. I don't know if I like the idea of a red and blue strap. I don't. It depends on how they look. I like the idea of just black, if they were just like Seth's belt, but tag team titles, or bring back the 80s design, man. What's wrong with that? Take that design. I don't know why they're so allergic to classic or nostalgia, but just take that old 80s design, the belts that the Demolition and the Harts and the Bulldogs wore, that belt, and just spice it up for modern times, and give it some Raw and SmackDown shit or red and blue shit or whatever you got to do to it. Just take that. I think fans would appreciate that. Get that turd off of Gunther's shoulder and give him that beauty that's hanging on my wall back there. Give him the classic one, man. What the hell? So that's just a 46-year-old talking. I know WWE's never going to do that, but I like the news about new tag team titles. I've been wondering what has been taking WWE so long getting that done.